Trudeau is out and the U.S. digs in Syria. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. I'm Derek Gilbert. Item number 5 today. Canada. Justin Trudeau has resigned as the Prime Minister of Canada. Said in a new news conference in Ottawa that he's going to stay on as Prime Minister until a new Liberal Party leader is chosen. Said that the country deserves a real choice at the next election, announcing that Parliament will be prorogued, which means it's going to be basically sent home until March 24th. Now, that's a pretty quick turnaround for the country to elect a new leader, and some people are already speculating that the short time frame might be a tactic to push an unpopular Liberal candidate on the country with a really concentrated, focused, short marketing blitz. Although that didn't really work for Kamala Harris. Anyway, Trudeau's been under growing pressure to resign from within the party and elsewhere. Candidates, or the leading candidates to replace Trudeau include ex-Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland and former central banker Mark Carney. Topic number 4, undoing UNRWA. That's the UN Relief and Works Agency. A United Nations watchdog group called UN Watch has called for dismantling UNRWA, which spends about $1.5 billion annually providing aid to Palestinian Arabs. This has been criticized for its close ties to Hamas and other terrorist groups. UNRWA's senior management, according to UN Watch, has reportedly employed individuals affiliated with Hamas and allowed the group to influence policy decisions and policy decisions, that is. UNRWA leaders have allegedly engaged directly with terrorist organizations, including Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and others. And UNRWA has been accused of allowing Hamas-affiliated individuals to occupy key positions, such as its education, in the education sector, allowing Palestinian Arab children to be indoctrinated into the violent ideology of these terrorist organizations. UN Watch's executive director, Hillel Neuer, said that Western taxpayers are funding an organization that collaborates with terrorist groups, and there really is no reason for us to continue to do so. The United States has been a significant contributor to UNRWA, providing over $1 billion in aid in recent years, but that was paused last year when the allegations of collaboration with Hamas came to light. Item number 3 today, Syria. United States military is reportedly building a new base in northern Syria near the border with Turkey. This is in Kobani, which is reportedly being constructed to help the YPG, which is the Syrian offshoot of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or the PKK. Now, the PKK has been designated a terrorist organization both by the government of Turkey and the United States Department of State, although the State Department says the PKK and the YPG are two separate organizations. Anyway, the U.S. military has reportedly, according to local journalists, arrived as of late last week with about 50 trucks loaded with concrete construction blocks, digging equipment, fuel tanks, and other things at a YPG stronghold near the town of Kobani. U.S. military reportedly emptying a nearby base in neighboring Iraq and sending the dozens of vehicles over into Syria to construct this base. Now, earlier last week, U.S. military transferred dozens of Bradley armored vehicles and supplied air defense systems to the YPG. Now, bear in mind, the United States military pulled out of Kobani back in 2019, in the fall of 2019, during the Trump administration. This is when Trump was trying to get us out of Syria. You might remember that during the President Obama's term in office, we were told that we had no boots on the ground inside Syria. The fact is, until recently, it's been reported that there have been 900 U.S. soldiers around the city of Deir ez-Zor. It now turns out we've got something like 2,000 soldiers on the ground there. And if these reports are true, we appear to be reoccupying an area that has been the site of conflict between the Turkish military and the Kurds. The Pentagon last week denied in a press conference that it is, in fact, building a base there. Maybe we put that in air quotes, a base in Kobani, but Sadly, none of the journalists ask the important follow-up question. Well, if we're not building a base, then what are those concrete construction blocks, fuel tanks, and digging equipment for? Are we building a smaller outpost to go along with those boots that aren't on the ground in Syria? Looks like to me that the Pentagon is trying to dig deeper into Syria to make it harder for Trump to get them out once he takes office in less than 3 weeks. Topic number 2, the mystery fog. We had the mystery of the drones over New Jersey, which, by the way, are almost certainly a new type of drone being tested by the U.S. military or by a contractor for the U.S. military. Now it's the mysterious fog that over the last couple of weeks has set people on edge across the southern United States, parts of the U.S., blanketed by this so-called mysterious fog, with some people reporting on social media a chemical smell that made them feel ill. A Florida resident telling the Daily Mail, which is a newspaper out of the UK, that they felt sick after being outside in it for just 10 minutes. Theories running rampant on social media, people in multiple states reporting on the phenomenon, which again follows the fear and unease of the drone sightings in New Jersey and across the eastern seaboard. There's some videos that have been posted showing what appear to be particles inside the fog, but look, air particles, ice particles, snowflakes, when you shine a flashlight into it, it doesn't look like typical fog. And that's what I see when I look at these videos. Fall and winter months are the most common times of the year for fog. Here in the Ozarks, we had a lot of fog the last week of December because it was relatively warm. Cooled down overnight, the moisture in the air condenses and turns into fog. And the fact that the National Weather Service was issuing dense fog advisories in advance of these thick fogs suggests that there's not really anything mysterious about it. I think, in fact, it says more about the psychology of people who spend too much time on social media, especially following those who are trying to post things that generate clicks and clout. Spend less time on social media, more time doing analog things. You'll be less stressed. Coming up, gender fluid angels. Apparently that's a topic for study at Boston University. Tell you more about that straight ahead on 5 and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now you can help the Skywatch TV ministry continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ to the four corners of the world and receive your very own copy of this incredible new work when you order the Destination Earth Ultra Collection. This incredible collection not only includes the brand new book Destination Earth, Ancient Aliens, the Ancient of Days, and the ancient plot to hybridize humanity that reveals for the first time ever Christ's own words that refute the alien God interpretation, who and what aliens originally were according to the Bible, how they fit into the Antichrist's agenda, and more. But you'll also receive the documentary film, The Great Delusion, the second coming of Earth's oldest enemy, that exposes why the Vatican is in possession of a telescope named Lucifer, why the ancient and mysterious civilization known as the Anasazi suddenly disappeared from historic record, how alien abductions might be connected with Chapter 6 of the Book of Genesis, and so much more, featuring legendary interviews with Dr. Chuck Missler, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Thomas Horn, Nick Pope, and more. But that's not all. You'll also receive the best-selling book, Encounters, Extraordinary Accounts of Angelic Intervention and What the Bible Actually Says About God's Messengers by Ali Anderson and Donna Howell. This paradigm-shattering work details true accounts of angelic intervention as told by those who have experienced them. It reveals how misconceptions regarding angels came to be and how the early church unintentionally propagated the myth that these beings are weak. And frameworks the fierce capacity of angels' powers, including their strength in warfare, ability to fly, and how they manipulate earthly elements to carry out God's will, and more. All of these items hold a retail value of over $65. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. Support the ministry of Skywatch TV today. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Destination Earth Ultra Collection right now.
Item number 1 today. Yes, gender fluid angels, part of a graduate level course at Boston University called Medieval Trans Studies. Medieval Trans Studies. This is for the upcoming spring semester. It explores how medieval texts speak to the historical, theoretical, and political concerns that animate contemporary trans studies. Considers, quote, the deep histories of transgender embodiment, end quote. By examining texts from the Middle Ages, this according to the course description, students will read about, and I quote, alchemical hermaphrodites, gender fluid angels, Ethiopian eunuchs, that's actually in the Bible, trans saints, sex workers, and genderqueer monks, end quote. The course has drawn criticism from scholars who argue that this course reflects modern ideological biases rather than legitimate strains of thought from the Middle Ages. In other words, sacrificing historical accuracy on the altar of woke. One scholar saying, quote, in the Middle Ages, there was no rational doubt that humans were created only male and female, end quote. And so we are. This week on Skywatch TV, we address a question that, believe it or not, is legitimately floating around on the social medias. Is Jesus an alien? Well, of course, the answer is no, but it is one that we have to engage because, quite frankly, when you look at survey after survey, there are more people in America and around the world who believe that we're being visited by aliens than who believe in God as he's revealed himself in his word. I wish I was making that up, but it is true. There are more of them than there are of us. This is about the new book, Destination Earth, which I was honored to co-author with Donna Howell and Allie Anderson. You can watch the program right now at skywatchtv.com, where you'll find all of our video content. Our broadcast schedule, if you watch over the air, is posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. It's available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV as well. Make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed. YouTube.com/@Skywatch Television, Rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or on our free mobile app, which bypasses the gatekeepers of big tech, brings all of our content right into your smartphone or tablet, whether it's iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire. We got apps for all of those and links to the app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 in 10 online, YouTube at 5 in 10, X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.